Alrighty, well that brings us to everyone's favorite dog pajama hater. Calls himself the highest Republican. It is some BS, but he thinks he's in charge. We'll pretend in his cute little golden castle that he loves to mirror his Trump lover. Everyone's favorite, Jason Beck. What do you got for us?
Oh yeah, that's right. Live from Mar-a-Lago, Gretchen. You know what time it is over here. But today, you guys, oh boy, do I have a follow-up story actually for you guys today. There was an update. Do you remember last week when I covered that burnt out van filled with butane weed? And I said, I bet you this started because the driver was like driving and getting high and fucking wanted to smoke a blunt. And so he lit a blunt and that sparked the fire. Do you remember that? Well, I'll tell you what. My shit's coming true because a burnt out van filled with marijuana left in a residential Santa Rosa street. Everybody. That's right. Concerned and confused residents of a Santa Rosa neighborhood have a lot of questions about a burnt out van that ended up parked on their street filled with butane stepped on marijuana. That's right. On March 14th, there was an explosion and a fire that erupted from the van, triggering emergency calls to the southbound Highway 101 on-ramp from 3rd Street. Fire and police responded, and firefighters put out the flames, and inside the vehicle, police discovered several 55-gallon bags of marijuana shake soaked in butane, fire officials said. The driver of the van suffered burns and was taken to a hospital for treatment, and police said that their preliminary investigation revealed that the driver had lit a cigarette in the van, which triggered the accidental explosion and fire. Cigarettes are just disgusting. But nonetheless, last week, residents near Boyd Street and Briar Bush Way, less than a mile away from the van fire, noticed the vehicle parked in their neighborhood. On Monday, KTVU visited the location and found the parked van there with the back doors open and marijuana overflowing out of the ruptured garbage bags, some spilling into the streets. The van was parked near Boyd Street and Briar Bush Way in Santa Rosa, California, and the vehicle was tagged with a bright red sign that reads Notice of Intent to Debate from the city of Santa Rosa. The notice was dated Sunday, and in the notes, it read marijuana in van previously burnt. I guess that's a message for the homeless people to not smoke this weed, but who knows? Neighbors we spoke with said that the vehicle had been there for several days and said there was no evidence that it was being monitored by police. In an email to KTVU, resident David Faberini said that the vehicle had been at the location for at least 3 days and that police were not responding to his calls to report the van at the location. In a quote, the question we have is, how did this vehicle even get released back to the owner from the previous incident, Fabrini asked. And KTVU reached out to police, who said that someone was likely able to retrieve the van after it had been impounded and left the vehicle at that location. They said officers have attempted to contact the van's owner without any success, which led to the city tagging the vehicle. Police said the tagged van was expected to be towed back to impound within 72 hours. And as for the driver of the van, investigators said he has since been released from the hospital and that he was not facing any criminal charges. Well, I just still have all kinds of questions about this, but I want to see what you guys have to say. And this is Jason Beck reporting for the High at 9 News Hour. What do y'all think?